Hi everyone, and welcome to the third and final part of this video series where I'm showing you how I created this drawing here. And in this episode I'm going to show you how I added the highlighting, which is always my favourite part of the drawing process. So here we go. I'll be using a Lyra Rembrandt Polycolor white pencil and Daler-Rowney System 3 Titanium White acrylic ink. And much like the previous videos, to apply this ink I'll be using a Daler-Rowney FW Mixed Media Paint Marker along with Princeton Neptune brushes in sizes 0, 2 and 4. As you can see, I started off with the Lyra white pencil. I always like to do this with the pencil first, just beginning with the lighter layers and then adding the bright highlights later on. And when doing this, I'm always thinking about the different materials of the objects in the drawing and whether they would reflect light. The rocks would reflect a little bit, so I use the pencil for them. I also added the pencil highlight to the underside of the blankets of snow, and this helps to add to the contrast and define the shapes. And the same goes for the tree. I added pale highlights wherever the moonlight would reach. And that's another thing, while working on this, just like the previous videos, I'm always thinking about where the moonlight would touch. Once I felt happy with the pencil highlights that I'd added, I prepared another Daler-Rowney Mixed Media Paint Marker, this time with the System 3 Titanium White acrylic ink. And I filled the chamber with the white ink and made sure the ink was flowing on a scrap piece of paper before I started on the next stage of the drawing. I wanted to add bright highlights to the snow where the moonlight was touching, and I added multiple layers along this line work to increase the opacity. I recommend waiting between layers for the ink to dry. And I have to say, it's so nice being able to apply acrylic ink in this way. And don't worry if some of the line work isn't clean at this stage. Just like the previous videos, I'm going to go back and refine details with the brushes later on. I also added a few bright highlights to the right side of the castle, really helping to define its shape by contrasting the dark shadows on the left side. And I followed that with highlights along the tops of the clouds and the mountains in the background, continuing to think about where the moonlight is reaching. It's easy to go overboard with the amount of highlights because it's honestly really fun to add them to this toned tan paper. But if you add too many highlights, it can actually take away from their effectiveness, and over time I figured out a nice balance that works for me. And as you can see, I also added a few highlights on the mid-ground clouds, just on the peaks. I then used the marker to add some white ink to the character as well. And this is where I decided that it was time to use the Princeton Neptune size 0 brush to add the smaller details, and it was so much easier to add the details to the sword this way. I continued using this brush for the trees in the upper left, and for the trees that were further away I actually diluted the white ink with a bit of water, and this took away some of the vibrancy and helped to push these highlights further back. And I then used saturated white ink for the closer tree, and this was a really fun part of the drawing, letting the relaxed brush strokes define the shapes, in combination with the details I added through the shading. This brush then allowed me to add some small highlights to the leaves on the other tree as well, along with a few tiny ones on the castle's flag. For a lot of my drawings I love to add a big bright moon, and I recommend starting off with a pen to add an outline and then switch to a brush to fill the rest in. This is so much easier than just using the pen, and you're less likely to damage the paper. I waited for the ink to dry and then added another layer, making the white ink as opaque as possible. While I waited for the moon to dry, I carried on refining a few of the white ink details with the brush, cleaning the lines and making sure the shapes flow smoothly. I used a ruler in combination with the Lyra white pencil and the white acrylic ink to add some rays of moonlight. I've added this detail to quite a lot of my previous drawings. I feel like it helps to add a bit of a 3D effect. And after that, it was time for the final details. I added stars to the sky using the marker, and I like to add a bit of a variation to the sizes of the stars, and the paint marker made this process a lot easier. And then finally, I added some particle effects with the brush, along with a few more rays of moonlight. Then it was time for the satisfying process of peeling the washi tape. I was very happy to see the edges were nice and clean. You could leave the drawing borderless like this, but I decided to add a nice bold outline framing the image. I wanted it to look like we're peering through a window to a fantasy world where the red-caped adventurer is making their way towards this castle, bravely navigating this treacherous, snowy landscape. And there we go, that's the drawing completed. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video series. I found it so much fun to work on, and I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.